Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join his mission.
The lady that was leading up the group asked, like, is furlough worth going back for you? Is it a good trip back? And I kind of said, well, it depends on what you mean by worth. I said, financially, no, it is not worth going back. And I said, for a family of 5 of our size, we're spending, for cheap tickets, round-trip tickets, $5,000 almost, And so we're going back in November this year, and those are the cheapest tickets we've bought in our time of being in Thailand. So we're just under $5,000, like $4,960.
So if you don't come back with at least $5,000 plus spending money for snacks along the way, then you're in the red.
Yeah, just for the travel alone, not including the cost of living in the States for 2 months.
Of course, which is going to be another $5 easy.
Yeah, easily. So, and so I just said it's not. Like, for us to go back and just to cover the cost of tickets, if, say, we raise an extra $200, $250 a month in support, maybe at some point there'll be that golden church that but I said, if we raise
listening to the podcast,
if we raise an extra $200 a month in support, so 200 times 12 in a year, okay, so that's 2,400, okay, times 2 years, 4,800. So it'd take us a little over 2 years to
break even
as far as if you think of it just purely monetary.
Sure.
So I said, is there benefit to going back and visiting churches, reestablishing relationships in those churches, those rope holders, talking with them and discussing with them, and honestly getting wisdom from them? Because a lot of our supporting churches, the head of the missions team, or oftentimes in some of these churches, the youth pastor or pastor, they've been missionaries.
Oh, okay.
And so they've got this sort of like, hey, I did it. I hacked it for 25 years in Nigeria or in Mexico City for 5 or 6 years. So like that part of going back is good, and it's never a vacation. Furlough, it never has been. We've been able to maybe do like a 3-day thing here and there, but it's but we've got 6 churches for sure that we support us, and we need to try to visit. And we're usually there for about America's a big place, and so even from Houston to Jefferson, just north of Jefferson City, Missouri, is kind of the span of our. That's only 3 states, you think, but Texas is huge.
Texas gobbles up 5 states,
and Oklahoma and Missouri aren't little pipsqueak states either. So that's a lot of traveling, and so if we're there for 8 weeks to try and get our kids back in time for school, we're at a new church almost every week.
Well, this goes back to the honesty in missions.
Yeah.
Right. And so you're talking about going home, being refreshed, needing to find that kind of mental or spiritual or even financial strength to continue on in the mission that God's called you to. But there's a lot of times, even in reports back home, when you say, can I really be honest about the things that are taking place? Yeah. What if I didn't see 50 people come to the Lord this month, this year, this 2 years?
Or 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
So is there value? What's the value of honesty in missions? Why would you desire to be so honest in missions, as you kind of alluded to?
Well, the value from the missionary standpoint, like I said, is to not sugarcoat it, so that just honesty, just to be a truth speaker, whether the truth of the gospel or just the truth. And then also so that it's never going to be something that Derry Gambill did this. Now that, like, not that books should ever be written, but if the books say Adoniram Judson did this or Hudson Taylor did that, Hudson Taylor did, I'm the guy that did it, but by the grace of God, I did this. So,
and he would name all the other people.
All the other people that did instrumental. With him. So it's to make the value for me is to not let it be about Derry, but to make sure that it's about Christ and his work.
Yes.
Do I want to be a good loquacious teacher and to have the students not just learn from me, but also like to learn from me? Yeah, I think that's human nature to kind of, you want people to like you, but like I think what Paul would say is, are you interested in them liking you more than God being honored by what you do? So
what's the underlying motivation there?
Right. What's the underlying motivation? And so then with the churches, the value, hopefully, is that if they're going to stick it out with you as supporters, as long as they're on board with that honesty to kind of go along with, then I sense that that's going to be a long-term relationship that's built on this trust of, hey, we really value what you do. We appreciate you being open and honest with us about the good and the bad side of it. Now, the negative part of that is there are churches that don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear the negative parts of missions. They don't want to hear about struggles and floundering times.
Well, it scares them.
Yeah.
And they do have perhaps sometimes an underlying quota that you need to meet.
Yeah.
Soul, and numbers. And when it's always just butts and seats for an event on Sunday morning, it spills over into missions. And our understanding and experience on the mission field is drastically different than our Western upbringing many times.
Are you going to have to edit out the word butt?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Should we?
Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join his mission. This podcast is powered by Within Reach Global. Subscribe, watch, and listen on YouTube today. Visit missionspulse.com.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed that video, leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought. Also, you might want to check out this video here, and honestly, that one's not bad either. Make sure you subscribe to Missions Pulse by clicking the subscribe button right here, and also click that little bell button so you get notified every single time we post a new video.